What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Anyway, hopefully y'all having a blessed, wonderful day. Hopefully all is well. Oh man, the silliness never goes away. But yeah, hopefully all is well. Hopefully, you know, we know God is always good. So I wanted to say, hopefully God is good in your life. But we know God is always good. But sometimes people don't see it that way. But anyway, hey, top to bottom, how you doing? God bless you. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Um, what in the world is going on? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Hopefully, top to bottom, hair and skincare. Hopefully, you guys have Hopefully, you guys did well yesterday. I pray y'all did well yesterday. I got a question. Um, was it just yesterday y'all was gonna be in the store? Or was it every day? I mean, or was it just like was that the only day y'all was supposed to be there? I'll get into my dividend stocks in a little bit, but I was trying to set something else up so I can see what y'all see. How's my brother Jay doing? Oh, okay. No, I was saying how you was yesterday was the only day you guys were gonna be there at the store or was that like or was you guys gonna be there more than that just that day or was that just a 1 day event about the Juneteenth thing? I know y'all probably noticed my background if you haven't already is missing some stuff. But if you're on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. Anyway, what happened was, anyway, as far as investments go, I always try to mention some of the stocks that I'm buying. You probably will have to have Robinhood to get some of the ones that I'm going to mention because I don't think they're in the other. Um, I don't think they're in the other ones. I don't think they're in. Oh, okay, that's great. That's great. That's great. Um, yeah, I don't think that's beautiful. But yeah, as it relates to the dividend stocks, I think you would have to have Robinhood for some of these. I don't think they're in some of the other platforms. So some of them might be in the Cash App or whatever. Um, but one of the ones that I'm buying, you might have to have Robinhood or Webull. I think it is. I don't know. They might you have to check, but there's a good chance that these ones are probably not going to be there. If you have like Stash App or Cash App or they might be in Cash App, but these ones usually in Robinhood and Webull Pay. I mean Webull, yeah, you can get them in Webull too, but one of them is SVOL, the other one is XYLD, another one is RYLD. The next one after that is FEPI. One after that is PFLT, and then after that is DX. Yeah, I got Webull. I use Webull too. Um, Webull has some stuff that I couldn't get in the Robinhood. Well, I used to could, and then something changed with Robinhood, and I couldn't no more. So I ended up going to Webull and look for those stocks over there, and I started buying them over there because I wanted more of it. So, but I don't use Webull on a regular. Like I'll just buy some stuff over there, and then I just kind of close the book And then if it's something that I want more of that I can't get no more in Robinhood, I go over there and I purchase it there. So, but Weeble's a little tricky. Weeble is it looks very intimidating, I can say, because there's so much stuff going on. To me, it's too much. Like, there's a certain point where, and I don't understand why these people with these platforms don't get this sometimes, is that for the average person, a lot of what they got going on in these platforms is more of a turnoff than anything. Like when I look at Weeble, and I understand why a lot of people don't use it. The average person is not going to want to use Weeble because it's all over. It's too much going on. Yeah, it's too much going on, and even for me, who's more advanced at this stuff, what I found out with Weeble, what I had to do was I went in and I started checking all of the settings and stuff, and I started playing around with the settings, and I realized that I can chop a lot of that stuff out of my way because I don't care about this, I don't care about that, and then I finally condensed it down to a point where I was where it was more user friendly. But a lot of people are not going to go through all that. It's like, what in the world is all of this, these graphs and all the other stuff? Yeah, you can go in and you can actually alter the graphs. You can alter, you can remove a lot of that stuff. But the average person is not going to want to be bothered with that. Like, I don't know top to bottom. I know you might still be on here, but I don't know if you can actually see it. But this is what my Weeble thing looks like now. So I had to just like go in, remove all these graphs, remove this out of my way, remove that out of my way. And once I did that, I simplified it down to where I need and what I don't need. Actually, I showed you the wrong thing, but to kind of get an idea, if you can still see it, that's what my Weeble looks like now. After I done got rid of the graphs, got rid of this, got rid of that. I don't have no graphs, none of that stuff. But yeah, that was that in a nutshell. But the other stocks, dividend stocks that I'm putting money into is YORW SWBI, which is actually Smith and Wesson. They make guns. NLY, which is a mortgage company, and CAG, which is like CAG is like a packaging company. But you can. I always tell people, if you intend to buy stuff like that, stocks and investments, dividend stuff, go do some research. Don't, I'm not suggesting that someone should go buy stuff. What I'm saying is just these are ones that I buy that I already collect dividends on. Because I'm in the red with, I'm going to purchase more of it. And if someone's on my live and they decide, you know what, I want to, maybe drop a few dollars in there, they'll actually, again, be buying it cheaper than what I purchase it for. Because my only reason for buying more is because it's in the red for me right now. But how y'all doing? How's everything going? God bless y'all. I always try to get on these live and give somebody some substance, something that they can use. It's not one thing to get on these lives and just go on and talk about this, talk about that. But I always try to get on here to give people a chance to get some substance. But yeah, top to bottom, hair and skincare. I was wondering because today I was kind of looking. I was like, well, if they go live today, I'm gonna try to jump in. If you can, but hopefully how did you guys make out yesterday? You don't mind me asking. I mean, of course, I'm not asking about how much money I made. I just I wanted to know how it went. I'm being newsy, somewhat. Yeah, but I tried to stay. I was working yesterday too when while you guys was on the live, and I was like, oh man. Oh, that's great. That's great. That's enough information for me. But I was watching yesterday, and I was actually at work. I had some stuff, some driving I had to do, and it was so I didn't I was trying to respond, but I really oh yeah, that I can imagine that. I can It's a blessing to be and to see other people trying to do things business wise, innovative wise. I seen the one guy. I couldn't remember what he said because I couldn't really listen because of what I was doing. But um, I seen y'all had him on his live, and that's kind of like I really. This is how I feel like is that's the things that we have to do as a people in America, and is that's how we support each other. You know what I mean, like you got to give people a chance. Like some of us have our own businesses, like you guys have y'all business, and y'all in the in the growth stage of it. And when you get around other people that are like minded, meaning business minded, or have some type of product or something that they're doing, you learn from each other. And sometimes you can sit down, and they'll might just be talking, and they'll say something that'll trigger something and say, you know what, that's exactly what I need to do, and that's going to help me down the road with my that's going to help me down the road. But yeah, I know y'all. If you noticed again about the background, I know y'all usually see the if you haven't noticed already, the, my two homies are not there. Oh, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. And that yeah, well, all right, so I know y'all like Joyce's I'll be listening to the little things that Joyce does, her daughter does, World from Here. I'll be listening to the music and other. So I decided to take them down, and I started. I had to clean them. Like I had to take them down, and I had to, I just haven't put them back up yet. Well, once I got finished, I locked everything up back up. So like I know when I'm on my lives, they be there, but once I'm off my live, I take everything and I pack it up, and it's all locked up in my my gun cabinet or whatever the case may be. But but when I'm on my lives and I'm in here to do my lives, I put them back up. But I got lazy and I didn't feel like going in there to get it. I didn't care. I was like, nah, I'm just gonna get over here, spend a little bit of time on my live. Yeah. So I was just that's the only thing I did was I had to clean them. I went to clean them out and I was listening to her music while I was finished. I did all the other stuff. Well, I'm saying all like I got a ton of stuff and I don't, but I did the other ones and I was like I need to hammer these ones out. So I started cleaning them and got them, but I put them away and I just never took them back out. But they'll eventually be back. I just put them away. But yeah, I really wanted to get on here and just kind of get emphasize that what stocks that I'm buying because I always like I said I always try to give you guys regardless of whether you're going I don't suggest I don't act like a financial advisor try to tell people you should buy this you should buy that. No, I just do it because if somebody's on my live and the people that are on my live, it gives them some type of substance. Give me an idea what I'm doing. And being that I'm telling you the stuff that I'm in the red with, if they do decide at some, at this moment, because you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring as far as the stock market go. You don't even know what the next hour going to bring. But there's a good possibility they might buy it cheaper than what I purchased it for. And, they might be in the green a lot faster than I would. So that's why again, that's the reason why I do it that way. It's not to say that my way is the best way. Like I always say, it's just I try to give people something of substance. People that follow my channel and support my channel, and hopefully they might get something out of it, make a few dollars, build a little bit of wealth, stuff like that. But yeah, I was I had to take them down. I had to clean them. Make sure they functioning right and stuff like that. And but I mean, like I said, I always take them down. But this time, and then before I go my live, I just got lazy and didn't put them back up in. So they still locked up, and I was just like, I don't. It ain't. It might be that serious, but it ain't that serious. Mm-hmm. I like watching them though while I'm on my live and I see it behind me. I feel safe. I feel safe. But I'm glad you guys did well yesterday. Like I said, I tried to hang in there as long as I could. At some point I had to get out. I was I was actually at work, but even though I couldn't do a whole lot of chit chat and whatever case may be. But there was a moment where I was able to, because of what I was doing, I could get in the live and get in the chat. But I was happy to watch it, man. I was, it felt good to see you guys in the store, being able to be in an environment where, yeah, I seen when you said it on the thing in the later talk. I just didn't get a chance to listen because I couldn't turn it up. But that is amazing. That right there is amazing. I'm glad you exposure is necessary. Exposure is necessary, and being on the news, there's hundreds of thousands of people that watch the news. That could easily give you a boost in business. Advertisement is key. Exposure is key. It's hard to it's really hard to get a business off the ground and get it flowing. And word of mouth matters a whole lot. And to get on the news and get a clip on the news will stir up a whole lot. And a lot of businesses have gotten a lot of traffic, online traffic or foot traffic in their stores because of the news. That's the one thing I can say that the news is good for, is that you can get some good exposure out of it. But I was I stayed in as much long as I could. But it was nice to watch. It felt good to see you guys in that position, that opportunity come up where you guys got a chance to be into a store. The fact that you're able to leave your product in the store and go back and watch, and hopefully y'all become a permanent fixture there, where people can come in that store and purchase your product on a regular basis, day by day basis, because that's how it starts. And that's what a lot of times people don't understand, is that that's how it really starts. You get a little bit more business here. You get a little bit more business here, there. You get a permanent fixture into the store, and and then that store is going to probably measure the business, their performance, if they're moving the product, if it's a product that people are coming back purchasing, and that's how it starts. Like, if you got good product and if you got good stuff, and oh wow, yeah, that's even better. That means that you guys are probably in the best market for you, because you probably don't even have a whole lot of competition. And that's a beautiful thing, and hopefully, you guys get a massive portion of the market share in that community. But that's what it takes. Honestly, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to fix my socks. That's what it takes. That's how you grow a business. That's how you, when you're in the beginning stages, the hardest thing to do is to fight through your fear. And I'm not going to say I'm going to say the hardest, but I think it's extremely hard sometimes to fight through your fear. And what I mean by fight through your fear is that the fear of failure, or the fear of what people are going to think, or the fear of people not liking my product, or the fear of, it's so many things that that runs through your mind. And you just, once you get past that and you just aggressively go after trying to build, not worrying about all of that stuff, and just say, you know what, I'm okay with whatever happens. I'm gonna enjoy this ride. I'm gonna trust God in this process, and I'm gonna make sure that I'm giving out. I'm gonna make sure that I focus on the quality and the best product that I could put out, as opposed to worrying about the money. And if I do all of that, eventually the money will take care of itself. It'll start to take care of me. But I got to take care of the product and make sure that I'm giving people something of value for their money. And that's where it starts. Before you know it, where you was trying to hunt down business, then eventually businesses are going to start hunting you down, because they're hearing it and they want it in their stores. They're going to say, oh, well, yeah, we heard about top to bottom hair and skincare. We need that in our stores. Like, how can we get you guys in our stores? How can we get you guys in the store? And next thing you know, you're like, okay, we got to expand. It goes from you and Jay making what y'all making and doing all the work y'all doing. Yeah, we need another body, because this is getting overwhelming. We're going to need, man, I don't know, honey, we might have to take this land and build a mini warehouse here just so we can make this stuff at a faster pace. Because right now we ain't going to be able to keep up with the business. So that's how it starts. And then the next thing you know, and that's what you got to do. And that's great. That's great. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's tough because then you got to find a faster, more productive way to produce the very thing that you're making without sacrificing the quality of what you're making or compromising any. So this journey, man, is like this is just what I see, and I'm not saying that I'm right, but I hope I am. This is what I see. This is just how I see it going, and I'm not talking like, oh, okay, I just think this is what I just think that this is how it's going to go, and I think you guys are going to get to the point where you're going to say, oh, we didn't see this coming. Where you guys are going to get overwhelmed, and that business is going to be booming to the point where it's like before we were just locally top to bottom hair and skincare. Now we are, oh my goodness. I mean, you know, you never know. Turn around, you be one of the top. First, you be the top 5,000 companies in America. Then you be the part of the top 2,000 companies in America. And next thing you know, they trying to get you to do the top 500. Yeah, that's exactly how you do it. She's right. That's exactly how you do it. Now you have to that you're gonna have to do that, and I'm quite sure your husband knows this because he does. You know, he worked at Home Depot a lot too. He worked at Home Depot, and that's just kind of how you got to do it. Y'all probably already know, but this is how you got to build a business, especially in the retail business. Is that you can't be shy. Like you got to go into the store and say, look, this is what I have. This is what it is. This is what it does, and hopefully you can get stores to embrace it. And you know you might, but you got to be careful how fast you do that too, because you get at some point you're gonna be like, all right, we can't make this fast. So, you kind of got to pace it because it's like, all right, I would love to have all this business, but we'll be killing ourselves trying to keep up with it. So it's like, you know, you got to rethink. You almost have to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, before we go too far, we got to be able to. We're gonna have to find a system to be able to do this to keep up with that business, and eventually you're gonna get to the point where you have to hire people, and then you're gonna need salespeople. Like honestly, that was kind of what I was talking to my cousin. I'm still um I'm waiting for him to kind of. I really want to touch bases with him because he was talking about, he wanted something else to do as far as um sales wise or something like that, and I was just telling him about what you guys are doing, and I was like, he's in Ohio. And where he lives at in Ohio is yeah, and he lives in Ohio, and I was just like, and so if you imagine you guys start locally, and then you kind of fill in your general area where y'all doing business at, but at some point you want to expand beyond that, so you have to set up some type of logistics to be able to ship it to other countries. Then you're gonna have to set up some type of minimum order. So okay, yeah, we would love to be able to send it to your store, but we can't just send y'all 5 pieces. We got, you got to spend $500 or you got to spend $1,000 with us. So you're going to have to fill an order of $1,000 before we can ship it to you, because it's not worth shipping it. By the time you get up there, the price is going to be so high that it's not even worth you putting it on your shelves. But then you start learning the logistic part of it. Believe me when I tell you, like I said, it starts out small, but eventually, yeah, yeah. And that's exactly what it is. And the only reason why I say my cousin, I mean, he's a man or whatever case may be, but the man love to talk. Yeah, he love to talk. But he, like I said, he lives in Ohio, but the area that he lives in Ohio is probably very good for the product because they don't have a lot going on over there, where he lives at anyway. And in his case, like he was saying, he would rather just I'm not saying this won't happen, but I'm just giving you a perspective. He was like he probably would very rather just buy the product his own self, because where he lives at, he has a nice sized garage. He said he would just set up in his garage, buy the product his own self in a massive amount, put it in his garage. I mean, well, his garage right now, but he would set it up for him to be able to store it there, and then he would just take the product and disperse them in this area into the local stores and stuff like that. That's the way he was talking about it. So we'll see. I floated it out to him, and he he was like, I always wait for something. Like, when you talk to people, they get excited about stuff, and they like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I try to wait things out and try to see if they're really, really serious, because I don't like nobody wasting my time. And I don't like wasting other people's time. So if I put something out to somebody and they not, they got the excitement part, but I want you to come off the excitement and see if you're serious. Like, I try not to react to the emotional part. Oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I said, nah, I'm gonna let this marinate for a while, and then I'll wait and see. And if you come back to me, and you come back once or twice after the fact, then there's usually an indication that you might be a lot more serious than that. But if you just hype in the moment, I try not to respond to that too much, because people get hype up. People always get hype and they get excited about something, but that don't always mean that they're serious about it. Like, if I decide I'm going to do something, I don't need nobody to motivate me. I'm going to go. I'm like, all right. Once I figured out my plan and my execution, how I'm going to execute it, I'm in go mode. I don't like keep talking about doing something. I'm either going to do it or I'm not. There's no whole lot of in between thinking about it. Once I've decided on something, I'm going. Like, when I decided I was going to do this YouTube page, it was supposed to go another way. I waited out. I gave the person just enough time to see if they was serious. And I said, oh, I get it. I'm going to have to do it by myself. And that's what I did. I went on my own. And, I'm still in the growth stage with this YouTube page, but I have already my plan laid out, kind of where I want to go with this. It got detoured a little bit, as far as elections and stuff like that, but that's part of this. But the other part was I had my own plan of how I wanted my page to go, what I wanted to do. And I was happy with the direction that it was going. And I'm happy with the direction that it's going. I didn't focus enough on the right stuff in the beginning. I was getting subscribers and but I needed to focus more on watch hours, and I wasn't doing it. I wasn't putting out enough videos. I wasn't doing enough. I didn't have the time. I was doing other stuff. I still do, but I had to try to force myself to buckle down, do a little bit more. And once I did that, I watched my watch hours have started increasing. I have, and then to me, it's like, I like this YouTube thing, especially for top to bottom hair and skincare, your product and businesses and companies like that, when you try to go to these big companies and try to advertise, no, small businesses don't have money like that. The money that they want for you to advertise, the money that they want for you to do this and do that. Yeah, this is, I got roughly about 1,900, I'm pushing on 1,900 subscribers, right? So that's access to possible 1,900 people. That doesn't mean that they're all active subscribers that listen and watch your channel and stuff like that. But this little stuff like this helps. And then, and for me, like, let's say, like, you guys who are in the beginning stages of it, at some point you'd be like, this, in the beginning stages, we would, we had a couple of, y'all had your YouTube channel. I had my YouTube channel. Jay has his YouTube channel. Out the Pit has their YouTube channel. And all of these YouTube channels collectively is helping getting out the message about top to bottom hair and skincare. That's how you do it. And then, and at some point you guys will grow to the point where you can afford better advertising, or you'll say, I'm gonna stick to what was working. They the ones that got those type of advertisement, little small advertising that's been working for us. Why change what's working? I don't know. But that's my whole point. Then it's like, okay, well, if I'm gonna pay for advertisement, I go to them and say, well, I want you to advertise through these pages or these YouTube pages. I want to pay to advertise them. And that's how, it starts to filter back, because it's like, who got millions of dollars, or even $100,000 or $50,000 or $20,000 when you're trying to grow a business? You can't. You can't even compete with that. You can't compete with Dove. What's that? I guess Dove product. They are there, like, money wise. Or whoever manufacturer makes Dove, they there. It's hard to compete with that. So you kind of got it. What's up, Church for Real? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. If you're on this live, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. But yeah, I came in to touch bases just a little bit, nothing real serious. But just kind of give people a heads up of what stocks I was buying today. Where I was putting some money at, not advertise, but as far as stocks that go by dividend stocks. When I'm in the red with and giving people an opportunity if they have these stocks that I did mention earlier in the video. If you don't know, just go back and watch the beginning parts of the video. You kind of get an idea which ones I was talking about. Most of them you're probably only going to find in Robinhood and Webull. You might find a few of them in Cash App and the Stash App, but most of them, and those are the two places you're going to probably more likely find them is Robinhood and Webull, because those I know for sure they're there. But I know some of the ones that I mentioned are definitely not in the Cash App, but maybe a couple of them. Like NLY, yeah, that's in Cash App. I know it. And SWBI, which is Smith & Wesson brand, I think that's in the Cash App. And that's it. I don't think, the other maybe 6 or 7 that I mentioned, you had to go to the other platforms to get to be able to purchase them if you was going to purchase them. And that's real talk. But I appreciate you guys coming in on this live. I'm not going to be here very long. Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to get off. I just want to get in, give you guys an update of what I was doing, top to bottoms. Chris, for real. Appreciate you guys coming in the chat. I know there's probably was other people there that I did not see, because sometimes people are hanging in the background, just chilling. But I appreciate y'all coming in. Appreciate y'all spending time with me. But I'm going to get ready to get out of here. But like I always say when I'm doing my live or whatever, at the end of the day, make sure you have Jesus Christ in your heart. That matters more than anything. That matters more than anything. We can talk about this stuff 1,000 times over. But the thing that matters the most is having God in your life, having Christ in your life, having Jesus in your life. And that will definitely carry you all the way. Not halfway, not part of the way, not even 10% of the way. But having that in your life will carry you all the way. Believe me when I tell you. But it's all good. It's all good. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me for a short period of time. And I'm getting ready to get up out of it. Yes, hallelujah. Yeah. But thank y'all so much for hanging in there. Oh yeah, before I get off, for you guys that are actually going to live or whatever the case may be, don't forget Sunday, me, Jay, out the pit. Of course, we have our Sunday show, and also I have the guy from Dover Dogs Basketball League. He's going to be in there. We're going to be talking to him about what he's doing, what the league is about, what's their end goal, what's their growth goal. I know these guys are probably they're in the beginning phases of their basketball league. So, but I figure this would be a good chance to give him some more exposure, because that's what they need. Support, exposure, all the case may be. So when you guys get a chance, yeah. But when you guys please put the word out there, try to come in Sunday at 12 noon. This Sunday at 12 noon. The more the merrier. I will appreciate it very, very much. Encourage the brother alone to keep doing what he's doing. I used to run a basketball league, not on the scale that they're trying to do it, but I used to run a basketball league, and it required a whole lot. And so I kind of understand, but he's in the beginning stages of what he's doing. And so for some of us, we all know what the beginning stages are like. But I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I appreciate y'all being on this live. Like I said, this Sunday, you probably won't see me back live until we get ready to do our show. But I appreciate it if you guys can come in, show him as much support as we can. If y'all got some questions about the league, something that made y'all think, even some advice to some extent, if y'all might have some of that, all of those things are going to be very, very helpful on this live, and I appreciate y'all very, very much. And with that said, I'm out of here. Y'all have a blessed, wonderful, beautiful, amazing day in the name of Jesus. And I'm out of here. Peace.